Okay, one more fact about this movie. Did you know that they have an alternate? They shot a bunch of alternative endings,
No.
and that they didn't know how to finish the movie. And actually, they have one of the endings has like her going to the guillotine and like her head chopped.
No.
And that they laughed like watching the ending. They couldn't like even like bring themselves to cut it in for a
Because it
screening.
was too funny for
It
them?
was just like, this is impossible. What are we doing?
Right.
And it was actually Glenn Close who came out with that final moment at the mirror.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
Oh, she really came up with that? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because I think the
good.
writers something said like, I want to put a sentence from the book on the screen that says something. I think it's something like, and from then on, she had a soul on her face or something like that, like poetic. And she said, oh, no, I can act it.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh, that's incredible.
That's
Oh, that makes it so much better to know that.
yeah, because it begins with her whole like face on, right, and then it ends with her taking the makeup.
And also she goes from like pretty to like kind of ugly, and like her skin color is like red.
Yeah.
And so it's very symbolic of her mask, her psychopathic mask,
Right.
coming off. The ending was perfect.
That's awesome.
And as a last scene, it was perfect that, the letters got circulated and
Right.
finally she was exposed. And
Yeah.
that ending of her in the mirror was perfect.
Did you read the book?
I read it when I was little, like
Right.
so long ago.
Yeah, because the ending and then is like one of those things that had like a moral. Obviously, something bad has to happen to her, and then I think she gets smallpox, so she gets this figure,
Right.
and then she also loses her trials. So she has a trial going on, so she loses all her money, and then even has like a thing at the end of the quote that says, and many more bad things happen to her that I cannot even tell you about it.
Right.
So it's that sort of thing. And I think the writer, when he did the play, he took all of that away and he let her win during the Broadway play.
Was it a book originally or a play? I can't
No,
remember.
it was a book originally, like a 1700.
So I think I read the play. I think I might have read the play.
And then, the play was
But it
written
was
by
like
the
a
same
kid.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the play is more like a fun, like the bad guy can win, kind of
Right.
thing.
Right.
And then they went back to this.
The movie just supplants it in my mind. Because it was like, I just enjoyed it as a movie so much, that particular rendition. And I watched it so many times that it kind of supplanted all the memories of whatever I read as a little kid.
Yeah. It feels like your personality is not very much like the ones in the movie. Are you attracted to the opposite thing, or are you deceitful and do you like that stuff? Do you apply any of that stuff to your career, comedy?
No, I don't. And you should if you want to make it in business. I don't. I think there was a time that I kind of romanticized it about like the seducing a woman, but it was really more just the romantic aspect of it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the same reason why I like that trilogy. It's what we experience.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest moments of our life. The greatest moment of your life is not going to be going to see a Fast and Furious movie in the franchise. It's not going to be the greatest moment of your life is going to be who you're with at the Fast and Furious franchise. All my best memories are with women. All my best memories are some type of love or affair or sexual experience. Those are the best memories. They beat everything. They beat any great show I've done. They're the number one. Like it's just the best thing that can happen in life is a romantic connection. So the movies that really nail that are the best to me. Annie Hall is another one. There's so many that I like that are about romance that are done well. They're not done cheesy,
Yeah, and you like more like the drama romance than the rom-com.
Done well. Yeah. Good story, done well.
Yeah. So if you could give advice to any of these characters, if you could go to their time and say, hey, what would that advice be?
Vicon, she's a hoe, man. You'd stop. Glenn Close is a hoe, bro. She's gonna kill you. You're gonna lose because women are just have the advantage for whatever reason. When a woman is bad, she just has the advantage. I mean, look, they say fucking Helena Troy, started a war. I mean, Elizabeth was probably the most successful dictator of all time, if you think about it, right?
Yeah,
Elizabeth I.
the queen.
She had to cut off her cousin's head. You know, she's looked at as like this great person, but she probably did a lot of horrible things. Like, there's no way she's going to hold power. She was so manipulative and such a marketer. She was basically the Andrew Schultz of dictators. she, you know, she knew that I'm never going to be in public with a guy or be married because I want people to think of me as the Virgin Mary. She tied herself to religion that way. She's like, I'm pure that way. But you know, she was probably sucking dicks and fucking eating pussies or whatever, or drinking children's blood, whatever things they could get away with because they were in charge of the law. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
If you can get away with stuff, you're not going to not do it. You know, you're going to do it. So she was probably really bad. And she's probably the most successful ruler of all time, ruling over the most powerful empire of all time. Nobody ever talks about that shit. It was a woman. During her period, Shakespeare happened. There was a general peace. She crushed the Spanish Armada, didn't she? Am I getting that right?
She did.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Herself. With her pussy.
Herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She stuffed all the Spanish ships in her
Yeah,
vagina.
we don't like her in
Yeah,
Spain.
you don't like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's crazy, dude.
Right.
Nobody ever talks about that. People always talk about Hitler, Stalin, whatever. But you know she did some evil shit too.
Yeah.
You can't be a ruler, but she was in control of history, and she said to her scribe, remove that part.
Right.
Leave the cousin in there because that bitch deserved it. I don't want to send a message to all the rest of my family that if you try to fuck with me, I'll cut your head off. But
wow, so that's the advice, is like basically be aware of women.
look at a praying mantis. Look at what they do. You know?
Yeah.
Like women.
Do you know what they do, Andres?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
They eat you.
Yeah.
Women.
After.
Yeah.
After they use you.
After they use you. Women, I think the mother wound is the biggest wound, right? I think if you're adopted, if your mother rejects you, there's like, it's a fact that there's a higher chance you're going to be a criminal if you're adopted. Like, I think the female is the independent, there's the independent variable versus the dependent variable in nature. And we're the dependent variable. You know, they have the womb, they grow the baby. They're the ones who nurture the men. They can not nurture us and we die. They're just in control in a way. We're so dependent on their love. We don't think we are. We don't think about, you know, that aspect. People are like, oh, the men rule the world. But like, there was some woman that let that guy live. All she had to do was just smother him or, you know, not feed him. And it would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
all fucking, you know how many people died because Hitler's mom was a good person, you know?
Yeah, I know you study history, right?
Used to, not anymore. I didn't continue to do it.
Right. You have an interesting take on the, I don't know what the scholars today will, like the feminist scholars would think about you.